All right, guys, welcome back to SportZrant, where we rant about sports. I'm Will. This is Jesse. And today we got a couple of things on the agenda. Few announcements first. First thing, I guess, for upcoming future episodes. Big stuff going on for me this weekend. I'm actually getting married, and then I'll be on my honeymoon the following week afterwards.
Right.
So there will not be... I don't think there's going to be any episodes that whole week. Maybe the weekend when I come back. But for the most part, I'm not going to see much of anything. And then this guy is leaving the podcast. This will be his final week.
Final week.
Episodes.
Putting in my retirement. I've been doing this for too long.
10 episodes. God.
Anyway, this will be my last week. Thursday night will probably be the last.
Yeah, I would say
podcast night.
We'll probably have a couple of this week. We might do like a little fun
thing this week.
Fun episode this week. And then after that, there'll be a week-long break, and then it'll be me, just my mug. I think every once in a while we might get you on just as a guest and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Get some special topics that me and you can collaborate on, I guess, over the internet instead of in the same room.
Yeah, we could try that. Or you can come back for the Max Holloway fight, and we can do an episode afterwards.
That would be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, for the most part, it'll be just me on the day-to-day. So I think that wraps up that clears the laundry list of stuff to deal with.
Of the announcements, yeah.
Now we got a topic that I wanted to rant about, and I've wanted to rant about for a while now. Like at least the last couple of days, and kind of before, even like a couple weeks ago, I wanted to start ranting about this. So I couldn't let it go, basically. And what that is UFC 224, which was this last UFC fight.
Right.
With Amanda Nunes and Raquel Pennington. And the reason why we're bringing up now is because in the last couple of days, so the UFC doesn't release numbers as to pay-per-views. They don't release actual numbers of how many sold. Right. But a lot of people go through a lot of work to deduce, and have some ideas of how successful a pay-per-view was based on several different things, right?
Right.
And all those people are saying, and all the numbers are indicating, that this was the worst pay-per-view, as far as sales go, that the UFC has had in the last 10 years. Which pisses me off.
Yeah. And
I personally blame the UFC 100% for this. This is their fault that those numbers were that low. There's even like some questions about attendance in Brazil. Like if it really was like sold out or whatever they said. They said there was like 10,000 people there.
Right.
But like there's even question marks to that. Now it apparently went over very well in Brazil, but part of that was like from what I was reading, it looks like it was free in Brazil. So shit, yeah, it probably went over really good.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like it was very under advertised. I feel like the only time I ever saw anything about it was the countdown to it, and like you'd see the the paper on the pay-per-view, they had the commercials for it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing those commercials anywhere else.
Yeah, so to me there's several different factors. So the first thing that has to be brought up is that there was a lot going on that night for fighters. As you know, Bellator was the same night.
Yeah, Bellator
with
King Mo and Ryan Bader. That was the championship fight there.
Was arguably on paper a better card, I guess. You know what I mean? Like when you glance down it,
I think Roy Nelson was on that card too. So I mean, there was some old UFC fighters.
I'm trying to remember who else was on that card.
I don't remember that card.
I just remember it because I don't pay attention to Bellator at all. But I remember looking at that.
Yeah, I just happened to look it up.
And we were like, oh, that might actually be pretty good. So there was that going on. Then there was a boxing match going on that was a big deal. That was a free one. Again, we don't pay attention to boxing, so I'm not 100% sure what it was. And then I believe in Brazil, I could be wrong, but like Cyborg had her promotions debut too. So like There's a lot going on. I think the biggest two things was Bellator, especially because Bellator's free, and then that boxing match because it was also free.
Right.
So you've got two big fighting events.
You're gonna pay $65 for
$65.
The card on paper wasn't really that good.
So that brings to my second point. So my second point is I felt like it was a shittily put together card. Yeah. Like, which is hard to say because it wasn't bad. We watched it. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I mean,
it was a good pay-per-view.
Hardly any fight went past the second round.
Yeah, like it was an entertaining fight, but it's not gonna draw in those casual fans or the semi-casual fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Even the not so casual fans weren't drawn into this. Like, I don't know, the hook wasn't there as much. So there's that, and then I also felt like they didn't promote it, but I guess we could stick to the card because my big fucking question, and maybe, I don't know, tell me what you think, is so you had Nunez and Pennington as the big draw, right? Mm-hmm. Belfort and Machida, those are two names that kind of, but anybody who's paid attention to fighting in the last 2 years knows those guys are past their prime.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like a Hall of Famers match, like a match.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like if, I don't know, Matt Hughes came back and fought somebody.
Or if Chuck Liddell came back and fought.
Or if Chuck Liddell, yeah, to which, he might be.
Don't even start me on that.
But yeah, if he came back and fought Randy Couture again for, another time, which, I mean, they're much older. They're 50s,
All right, I'm not going to start on Chuck Liddell. Let's stop there. Let's stop there with Chuck Liddell.
But, yeah, they're, and Belfort ended up retiring after this fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, anyway, go ahead with your point.
So the point I'm wanting to make is I go, okay, why? So you look at what pisses me off about the UFC is they tend to stack cards and make them fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like the one coming up in July is absurd when you look at it. It really is.
Yeah.
And 223 was a bit absurd as well because you've got Khabib versus Ferguson was what it started out as, which is that right there alone will sell plenty of pay-per-views.
Right.
Right? So then you add on to that, you've got Joanna and Rose for their second match. That was a hell of a card.
Yeah.
Like, it was a solid card. So my question is, and I get, like, scheduling conflicts and people get hurt and things like that, but why couldn't Rose and Joanna be pushed to this card, to 224? Like, that would have been, that would have been a perfect, to me, that's like, you're not taking Khabib away from, and Ferguson away from that, from 223, mm-hmm. which both those guys have pretty good names, especially Khabib now, thanks to Conor. Yeah. Like let's be honest, like, Khabib was up and coming, but more people knew Ferguson, I would argue, going into that, and then coming out of 223, everybody knew who the fuck Khabib was, because of all the stuff that went on with him. But anyways, so I really felt like, and especially, I didn't feel like it got pushed at all. No one seemed to be talking about Rose versus Joanna leading up to that. Granted, again, a lot of that was Conor's fault. But my question is, why couldn't they just add that to this card?
Yeah, because the co-main event ended up being, Jacare and that Kelvin guy or whatever.
Which was a good fight, but to me, that's a main card. That's That's not a co-main event.
Yeah, that should be like, obviously not a prelim, but like one of the leading up fights. Like where Vitor Belfort fights.
Yeah, like on the main card. It should be in the pay-per-view. You should have to pay to see it, but it shouldn't have been the co-main event. Or a fight night, like the main event of a fight night. Something like that. It didn't have that co-main event feel. Especially like even the one we're going into in June. Shit, it's going to slip my memory. But I know 2 belts are being defended.
Yeah, TJ Dillashaw and...
No. That's way down the road. That's in, like, August. This is, shit. I gotta look it up now. Is it Whitaker?
Oh, Whitaker. Yeah, Whitaker and,
Hold on, I got the app right here.
Yeah. I know what fight you're talking about, though. But yeah, I mean, that, defending 2 titles on the same night. And even the fight in July that we're talking about,
2 titles. 2 huge titles.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because this has, you got Clay Guida in there, which he's a name. He draws people. Rashad Evans draws people. He's a name. You know what I mean? Like, the names are... you got Alistair Overeem in there. CM Punk. Like, those are fights people will pay to see just to these names. Like, as you scroll through it. Where is it? Is it 2 belts? Maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. It's only one.
Just one, just the Whitaker.
Yeah, it's just Whitaker defending his. Yeah, which will be a good fight. But this card, for example, has a lot of backup in main card and prelim. You got the CM Punk fight, which I don't know if anybody wants to actually care how much it comes out of, but people will pay to watch CM Punk try to fight.
Yeah.
Alistair Overeem, he's a name. You know what I mean? Goodall's a decent name. So, and like I said, you got Rashad Evans, you got Clay Guida. Like, those are names that draw people and they go, oh, okay, you know, maybe I'll see that.
Right. On the women's side, I will say, I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, heard of Mackenzie Dern, but I didn't really know the other chick, the chick that she fought.
Yeah, I didn't know a ton about Amanda Cooper before.
Yeah, Amanda Cooper.
Leading into that fight.
ABC.
But, yeah, she's got a hill to climb now, but...
Yeah.
But you see my point, though? Like, it just feels like every once in a while the UFC will do this where there's just a card that's left out to die. Like, well, we couldn't really get anybody scheduled for it, so we're sure no one's going to buy that, so we're not even going to... We're going to pretend like it doesn't exist. And, like, even Amanda Nunes was fucking calling him out saying, what the hell? No one's promoting this at all. No one's talking about it. No one's bringing me in. Like, there was a thing on Instagram... I think it was either Instagram or Twitter, but where they started promoting the Whitaker fight before the Nunes fight had happened, like 3 weeks before. And she got on there and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, why are you promoting another fight when my fight is coming up? So that's the other point, is that they didn't back this fight at all. They don't help, like, the UFC has got to help make fighters popular. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely helps when you have big moments and big personalities. Like, people like Bisping and know Bisping because of his personality. Conor is a phenomenal example of that. You know what I mean? Like, their attitudes does enough.
Right.
But you need, like, those big moments. Rose. People know Rose because she took down Joanna. It was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, but they have to help prop that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, and Nunes is such a good one, too, because... She's ran through everybody. She kicked the shit out of Ronda Rousey. How much more marketable do you need to be?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like they supported this card at all.
And obviously the numbers showed for it.
Yeah, and they did. So, and to be honest, this fight, it wasn't fair to try to put this whole pay-per-view on this fight. Because Amanda Nunes should be more popular than she is. Unfortunately, she's not. I do blame the UFC a little bit for that. But it's not like Nunes is going out of her way to try to be, you know, she's very nice, blah, 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 blah. She's not cocky, anything like that. And then you got Rocky Pennington, who had been gone for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, that fight alone cannot carry this card. It needed something else. And Joanna and Rose would have been fucking perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been, I would have...
Yeah, push it back, yeah.
You know, like, I bought both of them, so I'm a bad example, but I would have been much more, like, going into the Nunes fight, I was even like, I'm a little nervous about this card. I'm worried it's going to be boring. And then it was fucking awesome. It actually turned out to be a pretty good pay-per-view.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But I would have not had that concern going in to see Joanna versus Rose, so... I don't want to rant and go crazy, but I'm just saying it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because then you got, like I said, that stacked card in July is fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Stipe and Cormier alone could carry that card.
Mm-hmm.
And Max Holloway and Ortega could be their own fucking card, like, own
pay-per-view. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Easily.
Because, and especially with, that potentially being Cormier's last fight.
Yeah.
So, that could... That draws in a crowd on its own. Everybody wants to see DC fight for the last time potentially, and for the title. If he wins the title and goes out. But yeah, and then Max Holloway and Brian Ortega, that could be its own main card for sure. And that being the co-main event is like unreal.
Yeah, and then you got Anthony Pettis and Chiesa rescheduled. Like, it's a stacked fucking card.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Maybe they need to get better at, planning their cards a little bit better. And yeah, obviously, it showed with this card, with the, being the worst in 10 years. I mean, that's a pretty tough pill to swallow.
It is.
I think for them.
And it's not fair.
And hopefully, it's not fair either. But yeah, hopefully it opens their eyes a little bit. And because, Amanda Nunes is the best fighter in that division by far.
By far.
And, like you said, she's ran through everybody. She, took out Ronda Rousey within, 40 seconds of the first round. So, I mean, she's done it.
Yeah.
But where's the numbers and the proof to show it? It's not there because they're not promoting her.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't push her. They don't show I mean, she's obviously in the promotions for the fight. It just that fight wasn't everywhere like a Conor McGregor fight would be. And I'm not saying it needs to be that level. I'm not stupid. I get that Conor McGregor is going to sell tons more.
Because now he's probably pulled in a little bit of a boxing crowd with him too.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like the boxing crowd now is left to the diehards who are like, we are boxing people.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know how to do promotions and shit. Yeah. Maybe it works out better for them to make one crazy card that fucking everybody buys, versus splitting them up and having people have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, with it being free in Brazil, maybe they didn't want to have to pay these people so much.
That's true. I didn't think of that. That's true. But I mean, you would think they would want to match up against that Bellator fight too. Yeah. Like take it toe to toe. And I'm not saying make some major fight happen in that card, but something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like even this Whitaker one. That I don't think Whitaker's well known, honestly. I think he's known, but he's not like one of the top guys that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as Nunes.
Right, yeah, I forget that he's
even a champion. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so he does slip through the cracks every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But he's got backup in that card with Evans, Guida, CM Punk. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
There's some names that you scroll through that card, you go, okay, do I want to get this pay-per-view? And you're looking at, because even if you're a Whitaker fan and you're like, okay, yeah, but I want to see everybody else. Is there anybody else good? You scroll through it, you go, okay, this looks decent. I could get this.
Yeah.
See
how CM Punk is transferred over to UFC or
just
whatever your reason is.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I just felt like this fight could have been promoted a lot better. I don't think that main event was enough to carry this card. I think it was BS for them to expect it. Because honestly, I think Rose and Joanna should have been the headliner, and then followed by Nunes and Pennington. Just the way it is, man. Rose and Joanna was downplayed, in my opinion. Downplayed. That fight could have been big, dude.
Yeah.
Their second one, after they were coming off quick. Their second fight quick off of the first one. Anyway, I'm letting it go. I'm dropping it.
He ranted. There was the rant.
That was my rant. It feels good to get it out. And now we can all move on and grow together.
Digress, and
UFC, you've got to get better with this shit.
Yes.
God damn.
But let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe you thought the fight was BS anyways, and they needed to let it die, or... there were so many other things going on that night, and they knew about it, so they were just like, well, I mean, we're not going to try to even compete, because the money's going to get too... spread out, and we're not going to get and it's free in Brazil, so we're just going to throw together a card and see what sticks. Yeah. So, or maybe, like I said, maybe this is the plan. I don't really know. But I'm telling you, they better back one fight. They're not even going to have to fucking back is when Cyborg and Nunes fight. That has to be the next one. And that is one you have got to see. Please, people, buy that goddamn fight.
Prediction.
Cyborg. I love Nunes, but Cyborg's going to win.
Yeah.
Man. It'll be a hell of a fight.
It will be, yeah. I mean, we saw... Nunes' kicks are nasty, dude.
Yeah, she messed up. Because I seen on Instagram that Rocky Pennington's finally back and posting stuff on social media. Somebody asked her if she's okay, and she's like, dude, my nose is fine. It's my leg that's all messed up. Which
it was after the first 3 kicks,
it was nasty.
Bruised bad.
All right, we got to call it.
Yep.
That's the end of the rant. I'm done. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we will see you guys next time. Deuces.